Let us now go back to Odisha, with Sirakadam. Sirakadam has a long experience in public health. Among others, he has worked for WHO, for state governments, and actually he works for PHFI. I'm very proud to introduce you also as an ex-student. It makes me very glad. Floor is yours.
Thanks, Varna. In fact, I was thinking that I will get the extra time because the last speaker is not there. But Werner has murmured in my ears that I will cut down your time because we are already late. I wish to take the statement forward by Dr. Sundararaman that numbers are essential, but they are not everything. Because a charity issue is very complex. It's involved human being, and basically we are complex human beings. We have emotions. Suppose I am a health worker female working at a village. I have a husband, I have 2 kids, I have to send them schools. I have to purchase my kirana monthly. I do not get the salaries on time. So I have to negotiate with the kirana dukanwala. So all these issues are there surrounding me, and then I have to perform, I have to prepare the growth charts, I have to submit the reports timely, and I have to listen to my supervisor and perform accordingly. So it's not very simple and straightforward that you put one thing and, as Deva said yesterday, it's not like a chemical formula or physics lab. You do something and you get out of something. So I want to substantiate Dr. Sundararaman's statement with evidence that it's complex issue and it's central issue. It's a kind of central issue to the health system. It is the soul of the health system. Human resources are the soul of the health system. It's not an emotional statement. It is an evidence-based statement because the quality of care is decided at the place and at the time of the service delivery. It's not like a car that is been assessed afterwards in the market. The quality is decided at the point and time of the service delivery. And it depends on how we behave or how health staff behave with the community. Human resources consume the 70% of the budget comes to the health systems. That's why they are central. And also, human resources, they develop the organizational culture that influences internally the health systems and externally to the societies, to the politicians, and to everybody. So that's why it's a core issue and it's a complex issue. So to find the solutions, we need to understand its complexities. Otherwise, we will go for easy solutions. With this background, and thanks to my previous speaker has given good background of the Odisha, I do not have to repeat, so thanks Indira for that. So we conducted this study on retention. So we know that Odisha context, Indira has given that there are shortages, there is unequal distribution, and there are problems in retention of people in rural and remote areas. And we do not know why some people stay there and some people do not stay there. So we do not know the reasons why people stay there, some people, and some people do not stay. So we included in the study the doctors, staff nurses, lab technicians, pharmacists, and health workers. So I think we did desk review, secondary data analysis, and interviews. These were the districts selected for the study. This was the sampling framework used for the study. So in total, 2 to 6 study participants participated in the study. There are around 30 to 40% vacancies among doctors and around 20% nurses. The vacancies are more in KBK districts. Pharmacists and MPHW female, their positions are quite good as per the sanctioned positions. Health worker male, they are little more in KBK because it was purposefully by the malaria program and they have given some health worker males in the KBK districts. So average population served by allopathic doctor is around 13,000, but there are variations in the district. Staff nurse, one government staff nurse for 15,000 population. Also there are some variations among the districts. This is about the government staff only, not the private. There is one lab technician, 41,000 population, and one government pharmacist for 21,000 population. If you consider the one pharmacist for PSC, it's around all the sanctioned positions are filled. And health worker female, there is one health worker female on an average for 5,000 population. So when we ask about what are the important factors that play that you work in rural and remote areas, which are the important factors. They say that strong personal will to serve people is the driving force to work in rural and remote areas. Physical infrastructure is another important factor. Training opportunities to improve the skills is another factor. Support by seniors is an important factor. Good schooling for their children, it was very common. Though it is ranked 5th, it's not ranked, but it was very common that schooling of the children was very important factor for them. And promotion avenues after certain years of service. Many frontline workers, they retire as a frontline workers. So there are no opportunities for promotion. So they consider that these are the important factors to go and work in rural areas. So we divided into the satisfiers and dissatisfiers. So satisfiers, support they received from their seniors and the local community is an important satisfier for them, and respect and trust by their patients. So these are they satisfy with what they gain from their job. Dissatisfiers, existing promotion opportunities, they are not very satisfied with the existing promotion opportunities. And also the physical infrastructure. It's important. It's important to invest in the physical infrastructure, particularly for the human beings. Schooling facility for their children. We need innovations for providing schooling, good schooling for the health workers' children. And we asked 5 top reasons why they are in this job. They say that permanent government service, pension facility, social service, source of regular income, and job satisfaction. These are the factors. So we need to consider that it's normal human being nature that we do job first for our livelihood. And then we consider about the job satisfaction. So we need to understand that. If we are paying 20,000 rupees for health worker female, and suppose with different job we provide for 30,000 rupees, she may go for that job also. So we need to understand that normal human being's nature while offering the jobs. So we thought of, so what are the dissatisfiers? We need to immediately address the dissatisfiers, and which satisfies them. We need to promote those practices, for example, support by seniors. This study is talking about only the retention, their availability in the health facilities, and it's not about the performance. We are not, these factors not related with their performance, because they are two different things. Why I am doing this job, why I am in this job, and why do I perform? These are two separate things. Our study limited only to the why you are in this job. How you will perform, that is a different aspect. And as everybody said, including Krishna Rao, that it's a combination of incentives or that work rather than one single aspect. So what we suggest is that provide more training opportunities and promotional avenues for health staff. Like public health cadre is coming up, and many states are considering of giving more training opportunities for all the staff, not only doctors, but for all the other staff also. So it's very important to have the training opportunities. The health worker female becomes a supervisor, LHV, after 25 or 30 years. She has no incentive to work for those initial 25 years. Adequate physical infrastructure at workplace, including accommodation. We do not have choice, but we have to invest into that. Then innovative approaches to ensure better schooling. Doctors say that you ensure, suppose in Bhubaneswar there is one good school, an English school, you ensure that my child goes to that school, get admitted, and you support his staying there. I can go to any part of country. These are their statements. You ensure I am doing this job to give good education for my children. You ensure that I will go to the Malkangiri. So these are the emotional statements they give. This is important aspect. Another is recognition of good work through supportive supervision. The supervisors need not to go and just see the format and checklist, but we need to encourage them, and that is the biggest incentive. They are very happy the day when their supervisor says them that you have done a good work. So that is very important. Environment for better communication between health staff and communities. RKS and GKS, generally they talk about the 25,000 rupees, how to spend that money, but it should go beyond that. The community should appreciate within those constraints they are whatever performing. Okay, they have the right to ask to the government for providing services, but as a friend who are staying in the same village, they should appreciate whatever work they are going, because even a simple laborer wants to migrate to Bhubaneswar to have a good opportunities. But in health sector, we tell them to go in opposite direction and work in a rural area. So we should appreciate at least that they are, as a government functionaries, they are working there in those difficult situations. And I don't know, but there is no substantial evidence, but permanent staff and contractual staff, the reasons why they tell us, I get pension, ensure job security, these are the reasons coming out of for retaining in the rural areas. So we need to rethink on depending mostly on the contractual jobs. So we need to understand and we need to rethink whether we should promote the regular postings, regular jobs. This may not be advisable in the given economical context of neoliberal theories, but still we need to understand that permanent jobs are more effective than the contractual jobs, given that you provide infrastructure, you provide working environment. I have experienced that the permanent medical officer has more effective than the contractual medical officer. The subordinate do not listen to the contractual people because they know that he is not going to take any action. So that is important. So I want to say to the policymakers and implementers that I will not be adamant to use my research, but I will request you to keep it at least at the back of your mind while taking the decisions. And I promise that I will walk with you throughout your way, and I will be there at your every milestone, sharing your failure or success, and to do the further research. Thank you.